Happy Friday, everybody. We are 85 days out from my first bodybuilding competition. Scale this morning was 232, so coming back down a little bit after that refeed meal. Still not down to where I was before the refeed meal of 230, but that still leaves us about 118 pounds down since July of 2024, so about a year and a half. We've got legs today. Today's one of those days where I'm tired. Legs are still sore from my last leg day. Today's one of those days where we rely on good habits and discipline to get through this workout. But that's also why I split my legs up into an anterior chain dominant day and a posterior chain dominant day, because the main thing that's sore is my quads, a little bit of glutes, but we're not going super heavy on the quad emphasis today. It's mainly going to be hamstrings, glutes, a little bit of lower back extension, calves of course, always, and then some abs. So I think what we'll do is warm up a little bit on the hamstring curl machine, then probably get into some deadlifts. I don't want to go super heavy on deadlifts, especially right now. Deep in a calorie deficit, trying to maintain muscle mass. Deadlifts are good, but if I go too heavy, could be problematic. So not going to go super heavy on the deadlifts, but definitely want to get those done. I think I'm going to do the trap bar, and that's nice because I didn't really get any trap exercises yesterday with my back and bi day, which is fine. I don't need huge traps for men's physique. Now I'll need to do some work on them for classic for sure, but I don't need massive traps for men's physique. But nevertheless, some trap bar deadlifts will take care of a little bit of that trap activation. And then I don't know what's in store today. It's nice that it's a Friday. Usually earlier mornings on Friday means the gym's a little bit less busy, so I'm sure hoping that's the case. Honestly, like I said, just it feels like a Friday. I'm a little bit tired from the week. It's been a good week, but a long week. So leg day on a tired Friday, it's just one of those things we gotta go get done. I think I'm also a little bit tired because I bumped up my cardio to 45 minutes. So we did the lift in the morning, go back on the lunch break for my cardio session, and did 45 minutes yesterday, which that wasn't too bad. Again, I'm not doing super high intensity cardio, I'm just walking on the incline, but it's gotten to the point where I'm having to incline more and more to get my heart rate where it needs to be to stay in that fat burning zone. For those of you who don't know where that fat burning zone is, for me, it's based off of your age relative to your max heart rate, but for me that fat burning zone is anywhere between 120 to 135-ish is the sweet spot. So I was doing 8% incline at 3 miles an hour, and the heart rate wasn't getting above 110-ish, so had to bump that incline up to 10%, and I was able to keep it in the 120s. So hopefully we don't have to go too crazy with the incline on the treadmill in the future, but it's a good sign. Means my body is dropping fat. It's a little bit easier for me to move, which is great. It's exactly what we want. I feel so close. Like, I feel like there's a snap is coming. This is a hard part in terms of prepping for a bodybuilding show, because it's not as much physically hard as it is mentally hard for me. And why that is there are times where I'm like, man, I feel like I looked better last week. I know I'm down on the scale, but I feel like my abs were tighter, my muscles felt bigger, and a lot of times that's true. I talked yesterday about how glycogen will pull that water into your muscle, and so when those glycogen stores are depleted, the water in your muscle also flows out. So that's all part of the process. I mean, feeling flat is a very common thing, but it's a very normal thing. And usually, you feel flat for a week, 2 weeks, and then there's a snap where you notice a significant difference in how your body looks and how you feel. So, hoping there's a snap coming, because I'm a little mentally drained this week. I don't feel like I look quite where I want it to be now. Yesterday was a good day. After that refeed day, I feel like I really needed that. But today, feeling a little flat, but that's okay. Again, it's part of the process. It's to be expected, so no need to panic or anything there. We'll keep with it. We'll keep doing our lifting, keep doing our cardio, keep trusting the calorie deficit, and I have all the confidence in the world I'll be where I need to be by the time show day comes around. 85 days, some days I look at that and say, man, I got 3 months and I'm not even close to stage ready yet, which that's true, but that's also why we have another 3 months. So just pulling into the gym, gonna go hammer out some legs, some abs. Today's one of those days we just got to get it done. I'll see you in there. Definitely sore today. Trap bar we wanted was taken, so we'll do some conventional deadlifts here. Just getting warmed up. Now, if you're deadlifting and you're struggling to get extra weight on, trick for you is grab a 2.5, roll the plate on top of it, and then you can go ahead and add your other weight, if I can get that to be centered, but it makes it a little easier so you don't have to lift it up every time you want to put another plate on there. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to go crazy heavy on these today. I think we'll work up to probably 315. Crank out a few sets there. But we'll go ahead and finish our warm-up. So when you do these straps, you want them to come out right between your thumb and your pointer finger there, and then when you wrap it around the bar, wrap it under, curl it back into the hand. That way it tightens, more pressure is on it. So we'll go ahead and hit this first set here. honestly, don't really have a lot to talk about this morning. I'm pretty tired. Today's one of those just gotta grind it out type days. That's okay. Not every day you're gonna feel super motivated. Not every day you're gonna be stoked to get into the gym. You just gotta get in there. You gotta get your work done. I take a little bit longer breaks on deadlifts because, man, my heart rate skyrockets on deadlifts. So, my first set we got 6. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna try to stay around that level of reps. Again, I don't want to go super heavy and risk an injury prepping for the show. So keep it a little bit lighter, higher repetitions. There's certainly a time and a place for heavy, singles, doubles, or triples, but not at this point for me. Maybe after the show when we go on a little bit of a bulk, we'll get the weight up there on deadlifts, but for now, no real advantage of going heavier with lower reps. So I think that rest is probably adequate. So we'll get after this second set here. Third set here. I think this is going to be our last one. So we'll finish strong. Hit those 6 reps and maybe go get the quads firing a little bit. I know it's a posterior chain day, but still like to do a couple of sets of quads just to get the blood pumping in there, especially today when they're sore. So we'll finish strong here. Whew. All right. We're going to strip the weight down here. Move on to the next. All right, gents. A lot of you are scared of the good old hip thrusting machine. Don't be. It's okay. It won't bite. You gotta grow those glutes. get after this second set here. Oh yeah. Guys, don't be afraid to try new stuff in the gym. Everybody in here is still learning how to do something new. I mean, you can find the most jacked guy in your gym, and there's still plenty of things that he doesn't know. So, don't be afraid to look stupid. Don't be afraid to try new things. That's how we grow. Third and last set here. Let's finish strong. On to the next. All right. We're gonna do some hamstring curls here. Really get those hamstrings fired. Now, honestly, I prefer the lying hamstring curl machine to the seated one. They're both good for different reasons. But lying hamstring curl machine is a little bit harder to get your technique spot on. A lot of people, when they're doing that, will try to bring it up as fast as they can and they'll lift their hips up off the pad. You guys want this one? I can move that. Yeah, no problem. I'll try to get you guys out of the frame here. Go a little heavier on this next set. I'm gonna call it good for those. I'm gonna finish some lower back extensions and calves. So on these ones, the last thing that you want to do is go all the way down and then come back and extend above parallel. You want to go down all the way, extend, so your body makes a straight line. And when you're doing these,
You don't want to focus on arching back with your back. You want to focus on squeezing your glutes to pull you back up to that parallel position. Protect your back. We're gonna do these ones pretty quickly here because I'm not doing any weight, just doing body weight. So just want to crank these out as many as I can. Oh. Yeah, my lower back's already pretty cooked from the deadlifts. Glutes are pretty cooked from the glute bridges. We'll do one more set here and then do some calves and abs. Let's move on. Get these calves firing. Yeah, we're gonna do these pretty quick as well. A little short on time today, so we gotta bust them out. Quick 30-second break. Then we'll finish strong with this last set. Hit some abs and call it a day. On to the next. All right. Hanging leg raises here. We're gonna hit those lower abs. Oh yeah. Probably gonna only do 3 sets of here. So the goal, hit those lower abs, hit those upper abs. I'm not doing a whole lot of rotational abs because I don't want any blockiness in my waist. I want my waist as small as possible. So we're just focused on the lower abs, the upper abs. So we'll do probably 3 sets of 15 here. And then we'll go see if we can do some weighted crunches. If not, we'll just do some decline crunches. Ah. Third and final set. Make it a good one. Let's go hit those upper abs. Finish up. This is another machine I wish went way heavier. But that's all right. Make do with what we got here. I love weighted crunches. They're great. I'm gonna pump these out pretty quick too, so. All right. Last set here. We'll finish strong. Hit the showers and head into work. Let's make it a good one. Oh. Well, legs and abs slammed. Had low motivation today. I was tired, but those workouts are the most satisfying when you're done. Get it done, even when you don't want to. See you guys tomorrow.